Never wanted to leave. Never wanted to leave.
This is the true story of the moment that changed my life.
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay, who's next? I need to see you acting. Go deep. I'm going to John.
Oh yeah, we getting ready to break this down.
Good things happen.
Overall, I'd say it was a solid episode. Absolutely, definitely a solid episode. They had some things. They had some things in it. I can definitely say that. All right, just posting this live real quick, and then we're gonna get back in this episode. Bam, bam. All right, let's start cooking this episode. What did you guys think of the episode, though? Let me know what y'all thought while I get this episode restarted up in here. See what we got going on. What's going on, Daniel? What you up to?
Truth. Golden Company from Essos, Walter Pegs. Even if we defeat the dead, she'll have more than enough to destroy the survivors.
Oh, chilling like a villain. We getting ready to get this episode cooking.
Promise to fight for the living.
We're getting ready to get it started up in here. Overall, though, I mean, I would say it was pretty solid. I say I'm ready to see this war now. That's all I want to see. Tell me what you guys' favorite part of while I get this thing started. If you guys got any questions, too, start posting these questions. We're going to discuss it all. We're going to break it all down.
Your Grace, I know my brother.
Like you knew your sister.
I am. All right, we already going to start cooking here. So first off, I mean, we have Jamie and finally coming back. We already knew he was going to have a ton of beef showing up. Everybody from Daenerys to Bran, even though Bran's the Night King. Not the Night King. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking too much about the Night King. But the Three-Eyed Raven. There's a lot of people that have some animosity towards Jamie. So it's very interesting to kind of see what was going to happen. I didn't think that anything with Bran was going to really happen, but Daenerys starting off the show with her whole monologue with her father saying how they were going to, all these stories about Jamie and stuff like that. So
right up to the moment he slits my throat.
And, Daenerys has all the right not to believe in Jamie, first off. I know a lot of people were kind of saying, why is she being so bitter towards Jamie? But Cersei, first off, she's just starting to learn now that she can't trust Cersei, which she should have always kind of known. She kind of feels like Jamie might be trying to conspire against her, but he's really here on his own merit. He's really just being, a good guy and honest about it.
He attacked my father in the streets.
And at first, Sansa's she's agreeing with Daenerys, and Daenerys is like, yeah. And then, of course, when Brienne vouches for him, it's a big deal.
The things we do for love.
And then that scene right there, the things we do for love, as Bran would say. Sansa, Daenerys, and Jon, they have no idea what the heck Bran is talking about right here. But obviously, the things we do for love is the last thing that Jamie said to Bronn before he chucked him out that window. So it's kind of funny that he said that. So something that Jamie would know, of course, he reacts to it. But everyone else is kind of looking at Bran like, what's he doing? What's he talking about? They just think Bran's weird. Like Bran's a weirdo. Let me try to get this TV shot in a little bit more. I'm not trying to get the whole TV shot in. I'm not trying to get like copyright or nothing like that. We're just trying to get enough so y'all can kind of see when my bootleg reaction. But let me know what you guys thought about that episode 2 of Game of Thrones. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Are you guys excited to see this war? I'm pretty sure this war is going to definitely be next episode.
Taken prisoner and the men holding us tried to force themselves on me. So Jamie defended me and lost his hand because of it.
Daniel says, what's your favorite thing about the season so far? I would just say all the characters connecting together. Like, these characters haven't really been close to each other throughout all the seasons, and it's awesome that they're coming together and they're starting to build dialogue with each other. That's probably one of the best parts of it after all. So try to push this back. Let me try to get more of this picture in here. Get more of this Thrones in here.
You would fight beside him.
But hey, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. We're doing a breakdown of it. We're going through it all. And just another part right here, we can actually pause this really quick.
I trust you with my
Talk a little bit about it. Obviously, Sansa, she's definitely going to believe Brienne after, Brienne has vouched herself and put herself on the line for Sansa. To be honest, Brienne's one of the only people that would be able to convince Sansa that Jaime's legit. I think if anybody else besides Brienne would tell Sansa that Jaime was a good dude, she wasn't. So very fortunate that Jaime has Brienne there to get him out of get out of jail free right there. What do you guys think? Do you think Jaime and Brienne have a kind of like a connection? I'm not too sure if they do. But they might have a little sauce. That and Gendry and Arya, that scene. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to blur that scene or something. Because that was cold. John doesn't care. Obviously, John's like, we need as many people as we can get, you know what I mean? So he's kind of like, whatever. I really don't care. He doesn't know what he did to Bran. And they need more men. I mean, they're about to fight, they're about to fight death. This is interesting too. Grey Worm giving him his weapon. I said during the video, this would actually be a pretty cool fight to see. Grey Worm versus Jaime. To be honest now, I think Grey Worm would destroy Jaime probably when Jaime still had his hand and he was still in really good shape. Back when he was one of the top tier swordsmen. But I mean, it just, after Jaime's lost his hand, I mean, it's honestly like he lost himself. And not only because he wasn't as good as a fighter anymore, and even now he still hasn't been able to get as good as he used to be. Him losing his hand, with his hand, he lost his original, personality of Jaime. Like, Jaime was always the cocky guy. He was always this and that. You guys know how he was in the first few seasons. After he lost his hand, not only did he lose his ability as a fighter, he lost his whole demeanor, his whole original style. So it's very interesting. Jaime has had one of the best transitions of a character throughout the entire show. But after really thinking about it, I think Grey Worm would probably destroy Jaime. And then we get another interesting thing here. Dany and Jon. Dany tries to look at Jon, and then Jon just kind of walks away. Obviously, Jon finding out that he's Aegon Targaryen and that he's related to Dany in a way, and he's also has a legitimate seat to the throne. It's kind of awkward. So Jon kind of just walks away. He doesn't even look Daenerys in her eyes. And Daenerys is kind of like, what's going on, homeboy? You don't like me anymore? And she kind of just walks away. So Daniel says, not a Game of Thrones person, but it looks cool. But what I've been seeing so far, I think they are. Yes, I mean, it's this show. It's a lot you got to keep up with, though. Definitely a lot you got to keep up with. And then Bran being the creeper, as he always is, always looking into everybody's stories. Bran is so nosy. Like Bran just knows everybody's stuff. He's in everybody's business. It's kind of ridiculous. But hey, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Post questions below. I'm gonna address all questions. We're gonna have discussions about it. Let me know what you guys thought, man. Let's break it down.
Before it's over.
And then Tyrion just thinks it's gonna be done. Like throughout this whole episode, he's just essentially whining and crying about how they're gonna die tonight. Which I mean, to be honest, he should, because the Night King doesn't mess around, and you know they don't play. So this whole time though, he's just being very like just we should get drunk or we should get, which makes sense, but he's very negative Nancy. We need some more positivity when going up in the biggest war of their lives. So. And then we have another thing here with Gendry and Arya. And just look how Arya was staring at Gendry while he was getting steamed on with the pectorals just glistening and sweating right there. As soon as she saw him like that, like you can even, I mean, crazy job by Macy, because when you watch this and you look at Macy, she's essentially like blushing, like she's turning red a little bit. Like Macy did. Like I don't like, that was a spectacular job she did when essentially acting like she was kind of nervous and had butterflies when she saw Gendry. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous how good of an actress she was in this scene, just looking at him and kind of on over him a little bit. Like you see her cheeks, she's like blushing. Like
You know my weapon yet?
maybe she's just cold. I don't know.
You should make mine first. Make sure it's stronger than this.
What's going on, Andrew? Show us a collection of stuff behind you, bro. TV is nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate TV. I got all kinds of stuff, man. I got all kinds of stuff. I got some figures up top. I got things there. I'm not gonna move my whole thing. I was gonna mess up my whole stream, but appreciate you watching, man.
You fought them?
Yeah, John, maybe you could do a separate video on your collection,
How many?
but it's purely game, but this is purely GOT, Game of Thrones. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Thanks for posting that in there.
What do they like?
You got any questions below, you should post them. We can talk about them.
Really bad.
Really bad. Even a Smith's apprentice can do better than really bad. What do they look like? What do they smell like? How do they move?
And then another interesting part here, of course, Arya, she wants to know what these guys are about, what all the hubbub is, what all the hype's about. She wants to have as much advantages as she likes. This is what she's thinking of every second is, how am I going to fight one? How am I going to attack one? What are their weak spots? How fast are they? How powerful are they? All this stuff. And Gendry, he really doesn't even break it down for her. He's like, yeah, they're dead. He's like they're just all dead. So.
Rapers or murderers or this is different.
He's like they're death. Like these dudes don't play around. They about the business right now. Hey, thanks for joining the chat, everybody. Post your comments and questions below. We're going through the whole episode of season 8, episode 2. We're breaking it down. Another great part right here. Arya goes through one of the dialogues that she actually said throughout one of the trailers, where she was like, I know death, it's got many faces, and I look forward to this one. She's excited of a new type of death. Like she says, she's seen all these different types. So, I mean, this kind of death, though, this is like the death out of all the deaths. And she kind of shows off her skills while throwing her daggers as well.
My weapon.
I'll get right on it.
He's like, yeah, I'll start it. He's got to make a lot of weapons, though. This man is working night and day to provide for everybody, man. Daniel says, do you have a favorite character in this, JG? Yeah, I got some favorite characters. I got some characters that I enjoy watching and that I like. Obviously Jamie's up there, the Hound's up there. Yeah, I got a few characters. I definitely have some. Littlefinger.
I'm sorry for what I did
And hey, Jamie going to talk to
to you.
Bran,
Yeah, sorry then.
meeting up to him and talking to him. I believe they're next to
You were
the
protecting
werewood
your
tree.
family.
This is a big part here because Bran actually brings something up.
You still would be.
He says, "You
You
still
hadn't
would
pushed
be
me out of that
if you
window,
hadn't pushed me out that
and I
window."
would still be Brandon.
So he's essentially saying that.
No.
I mean, he kind of plays to the fact that he can see alternate kind of things that happen, like when he brings up, hey, I know you wouldn't have been the same Jamie you are now if you wouldn't have pushed me out that window. So it's like he can go into parallel, like the Three Eye Raven's just super broke. Like it seems like he knows the story. If what if you didn't push me out of that window, which is kind of crazy, which is something that I don't think we've seen the Three Eyed Raven be able to see different parallel parts, which was kind of crazy. But it was definitely it was interesting that he said that. Really showed more the power of the Three Eyed Raven.
You won't be able to help us in this fight if I let them murder you first. What about afterwards? How do you know there is an afterwards?
What's going on, Giovanni? You watching this Game of Thrones? Obviously, everybody's getting ready. They're all prepping, getting stronger.
There we go.
Michelle says, "Do you think Jamie has any idea about any of the other stuff beyond just the White Walkers? Has any other idea about any other stuff
She's your new queen too.
beyond just the White Walkers?" What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Such as brands. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting concept. I don't know if they will. I don't know if Jamie. I don't think he does, to be honest with you. Because this is all that he's been focusing on. So to be honest, I don't think he has. And then we have Jamie and Tyrion getting together and kind of discussing about Cersei. Barry Tyrion is kind of, he's under a little bit of heat right now because he told Daenerys that he trusts what Cersei was saying. Now they're finding out through Jamie that it's not going down like that. Cersei's not bringing her troops to help them out against the war against the dead and the living. So Daenerys is pretty upset at Tyrion right now, and he's kind of gauging with his brother what was going on and why. He's saying that she's having a baby, and he thought that her and Jamie would want some peace and prosperity, but he's come to find out that he was wrong in that. So
She lied about the baby too. No, my part is real. She's always been good at using the truth to tell lies.
and that's a good part too. She's always good about using the truth for her lies.
What? She never fooled you. You always knew exactly what she was. You loved her anyway.
Don't watch Game of Thrones. I want to though. I might. You ready for Mortal Kombat 11? Yeah, I'm ready for MK. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do at work tomorrow for the launch for it. So I'm more ready than that than to actually play the game. And then I got to be there first thing in the morning after the game comes out. So it'll be a lot of doing work, selling copies of Mortal Kombat.
At least Cersei won't get to murder me. I'm sure I'll feel some satisfaction denying her that pleasure while I'm being ripped apart by dead men.
Yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Post your comments below. Let me know what you thought. We can have all these discussions, talk it up, chop it up, do it big. You know how we live. And hey, another thing here that they brought up, they're not just gonna be fighting these guys. They're setting traps too. This is a castle war. It's gonna be a siege type of war. They might meet them out on the battlefield and battle it out, but you see here the Unsullied, they're building traps. They're trying to do all these things to try to prevent it. I mean, they got to try everything, right, against their possible final battle. So another thing we see here too, which is pretty impressive, we've got Podrick whooping up on people. I mean, these are guys that are going to be fighting in the war of the living and the dead, and we've seen the transition of Podrick, who didn't know how to use a sword. And then obviously he is with Brienne, and Brienne's like one of the best fighters in Game of Thrones, top 5, hands down. So he looks to have learned a good amount of stuff from Brienne in a quick amount of time, which is really good. You still ain't played me in MKX. I don't play MK. When 11 comes out, we're going to play. I got it all system already with the pre-order. Nice.
Sure you'll teach him. The soldier commanding the left flank.
I am.
It's good ground.
Good.
The rise. It should give us some advantage. If we can keep a tight formation, we might be able to beat them back.
Yes, I think you're right.
What are you doing?
What?
I think you know.
I truly don't.
And then, hey, Brienne
Brienne
and Jamie getting together and talking after a while as well.
Good.
This is a big part for Jamie. Jamie, it really shows the transition of the character he is. It really takes a true person to understand what level they are when it comes to a swordsman or anything at life, and to understand that somebody's better than them, and to ask for them to be under your wing. Jamie, the old Jamie would have never done that. Obviously, it was too big for his ego. But you see, the new Jamie is he put his pride aside a long time ago, and he knows that Brienne's one of the best swordsmen, and he wants to be under Brienne. So that just shows how good of a character Jamie's become, and all the stuff he put aside. So.
But I'd be honored to serve under your command if you'll have me. I'd better get back.
Forgive me, Lucy.
Have you done something to offend me?
Many things.
Long ago and long forgiven.
All right, guys, let's try to keep this topical to Game of Thrones.
Despite my failure,
And if you guys got questions about that, let's try to talk about
when I
that.
heard you named Tyrion in your hand, it broke my heart.
When was the last time they saw each other? When who saw each
You made the
other?
right choice.
Jamie and Brienne?
I wasn't under the impression you liked him very much.
I didn't. As a matter of fact,
I think it had to have been a few seasons that Jamie and Brienne saw each other. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We are doing a Game of Thrones discussion, breaking down season 8, episode 2. If you got any questions, hit it in the comments below,
Seriously,
so we can discuss it and we can break it down.
As if we all. He owns his and learns from them.
You're advising me to forgive the man who stole your position.
And then this stuff, I mean, it's just a lot of a little bit of fluff, like Sir Jorah's just kind of talking to Danny about him not being king and all that stuff. So nothing really too big happened there.
There's still people coming in from the countryside.
Hey, I would say welcome to the channel, guys. We're doing the Game of Thrones discussion, season 8, episode 2. Post your comments down below. Let's talk about this episode. Let's get these questions underway. Yeah, I want to do more live stuff. I gotta get more equipment though. I'm just kind of doing the live stream with the webcam just for for the Game of Thrones stuff. But I'm definitely gonna do some more stuff in the future, some more live discussions.
Tyrion is a good man. He was never anything.
And hey, let's talk about this. I mean, I've been giving Sansa a lot of flack, and honestly, she's never been a favorite character of mine. And she's still really not. But I mean, she probably has the best outfit that I've seen in a while. This like dress that she has with this chest piece, it's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a pretty dope outfit. And then how she's got like the chain around it. It's kind of reminiscent to the outfit she started to wear when Littlefinger and her kind of started getting together and he started teaching her how to play the Game of Thrones back over there in the Eyrie. But I mean, that's a really awesome outfit that the costume designers made. It's a really great outfit.
To be my hand simply because he was good. I asked him to be my hand because he was good and intelligent and ruthless when he had to be.
And here's another thing. A lot of people are kind of saying that there's a theory that Danny may possibly be the transitioning villain in the show. As her being a Targaryen, and in her blood, she's fueled with being dominant, being powerful, and stuff like that. She might end up taking a whole role reversal. That was a very popular theory. Do I think it's gonna happen? I don't know if I think it's gonna happen. Sansa, though, being a lot more clever than she's ever been, it kind of feels like there's something up. Like she feels like Danny might be manipulating Jon. And then Danny does say a very good point. She's like, well, Jon brought me here to fight the dead and all this, and I lost a dragon. So who's manipulating who? So it was, they had a very good a conversation, and then they started to agree, and then they started to disagree again. So it's like they're not meshing very well right now. But hey guys, welcome to the chat. We're talking about Game of Thrones season 8 episode 2. Post in the comments below. We're going to answer all these questions and we're going to break it down. Michelle says, do you still think that Sansa still plays a strong role as a character for this season? Yeah, I think Sansa does. I think Sansa, she's definitely improving as a character. She's getting better and better. Specifically from Littlefinger. Littlefinger has transitioned her to be a lot more smarter in the Game of Thrones. And I mean, we only got 4 episodes left. I don't know how big of a role she's really going to play. But in the books, I think she might have a bigger role. I don't really know what else they can really do with Sansa anymore, though, to be honest with you, with these last 4 episodes. Like, they would have to do a lot, and I don't think they have enough time. Michelle says, I agree. They have done a wonderful job in wardrobe change throughout the seasons. Very light and elegant in the beginning, and now it's a lot more dark and edgy. Absolutely, yeah, you're right, Michelle. They had this very live vibe, this very light vibe, and now their outfits are getting more gritty and more detailed and more breakdown, and it's getting really good. It's getting a lot better. You can tell they got a lot more money, and you can tell they got a lot more features and designs. That's for sure.
It was taken from us.
Oh yeah, and then this is a big part too.
We said we'd never back.
Now they were just agreeing for a second. Daenerys puts her hand on Sansa, and you start seeing a little connection between them. You're like, okay, things are gonna go well. And then Sansa just wants to stir the pot some more. She then says, well, we pledged when we took the North back that we weren't going to kneel for anybody else, and we're not kneeling for you, and we ain't doing that because we're the North. And Danny's like, you're stubborn as hell, and then she's about to get pissed, and she almost slapped her, but it didn't happen.
Apologies, my lady.
She pulled her hand off
Grace.
like lightning. It was quick. It was super quick. And then Theon returned. We all knew Theon was going to be coming back. He said it in episode 1. I think 100% Theon's going to die. I don't think he's going to survive this battle at all. I don't know why he would survive the battle. I don't think it would make sense.
The Queen.
Your sister.
Some characters need to die. Theon is going to be that character that's going to die. There's no reason why he wouldn't die.
Take them back in your name.
But why aren't you with her?
Daniel says, what is the difference change
Winterfell, Lady Sansa.
that they make overall through the whole thing?
If you'll have me.
Was the different change that they made overall through the whole thing? I don't know how to answer that question, Dan. You're gonna have to be more specific. Like you're saying through the show, or like the outfits, or the characters, or what? As of this scene, I mean, this scene's pretty basic. Theon saves Sansa's life. She likes, she feels appreciated that Theon's gonna come back and fight for Winterfell. So there's nothing really there. It's a very basic scene for that one.
My lord, pronounce all peace. You are now. Look, I made it through most of my years without ever getting near a fight. But then I survived the
Michelle
battle.
says, what other characters do you believe aren't going to make it in the next episode? That's a good question. And hey guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the live stream, episode 8, season 2. Post your comments below. We're going to be answering all questions. As for Michelle's, what characters do I believe aren't going to make it? I don't know. There's a few. I definitely don't think Theon's going to make it. I don't think. I think Jorah. I think he might survive. Jorah might survive it. Grey Worm. I kind of feel like Grey Worm might be going out. I'm not too sure. It's tough. Definitely. Possibly. Giant Talbane and Beric Dondarrion. I think they're going to be gone too. And this is a scene where Davos kind of sees this little girl here, and he starts, I believe at least, he starts reminiscing the original girl that he met, which was Stannis's daughter. I believe her name was like Shireen, and she's the one that had the grayscale on part of her face, and she actually taught Sir Jorah, or Sir Davos, I'm sorry, not Sir Jorah, how to read. And I feel like him looking at this girl, he's kind of reminiscing. I believe her name was Shireen, and just kind of thinking about her. So it was a powerful moment too. It was pretty interesting.
I'm going to be in the crypt with my son, and I feel a lot better with you down there.
And then we got Gilly. And Gilly shows her appearance in the show.
All right, I'll defend the crypt then.
Game of Thrones 69. Why is that when you pause? It's just it's episode 69 altogether. Season 8, episode 2, but it is episode 69. That is a good question. That is a good question. But hey guys, we're doing a live stream discussion. Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2. Post your comments below, your questions below. Let's talk it up. Let's break it down.
Little crow, we lost you.
Go, Charger. Thank you. And then we got John. Hey, John's meeting up with possibly the people that might end up dying. I mean, we have, like I said, Beric Dondarrion. We have Giants Talbane. We've got a lot of characters who I think it's time to probably end up, offing them now. And this would be a good time for the big war that'll happen next episode.
How did you find each other?
We met up at the last hearth. The dead got there first. The Umbers fighting for the
They're
Night
fighting
King
for the Night King now.
now. We had to travel around them to get here. Whoever's not here now is with them. How long do we have? Before the sun comes up tomorrow. The big woman's still here. They're coming. We have dragon glass and Valerian steel.
We've got all the stuff. What's going on, guys? Hey, we're doing the live discussion of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2. Post your comments below. Let's chat it up. We're going through the whole episode. We're breaking it down. Live topic or do a live discussion of the NFL draft? That would be cool, but it's just way too long. Maybe if I did do it, it'd be the first round, but since Dallas isn't in the first round, I don't really have any interest doing it.
Getting to him, maybe our best chance.
Oh, this is a big part too. They're breaking down their whole strategy of how they are going to fight the dead. I mean, and Bran says it himself. He's like, they might come for me. You could use me as bait. I mean, very interesting though. They don't, throughout this whole discussion of them getting ready to fight the Night King and their strategy, they don't talk about the Night King's dragon. Like they didn't bring that up in the equation, and that's like a huge deal. That's like, I mean, the main deal. Like, will he be riding his dragon? Will he be on the ground? Will he be being protected by the other, whites? We don't know what the Night King's gonna plan. He's obviously gonna have something up his sleeve, though. We know he's gonna have something planned. So we'll see what he ends up doing. But I'm sure he's gonna have something cooking. Daniel says, has their clothes changed overall? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these characters have been not only through so much time and history and transitions, but they've literally grown up. Some characters have been in this show from 20 to 32 or 12 to 32. I mean, it's super crazy. But hey guys, welcome to the live stream. We're doing the live discussion. Post in the comments below, post questions. We're going to be addressing, we're going to be breaking it down, all right? We're going to be doing it all. And essentially, Bran, he keeps continuing on, use me as bait. I'll be out in the middle, and let's see what happens. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. The Night King knows like everything. Like he might be in on this combo right now. We don't know.
Let me defend you now.
And why would the Night King be so fixated and I get it. He wants to kill the three-eyed raven because of all the knowledge and everything.
For as long as we can.
But he's not just gonna, I don't feel like he's gonna bite on the bait of just like going out of his way without thinking to kill Bran. But who knows? We'll see. There's some strats here. I'm curious what everyone's gonna do to kind of combat each other. So this next episode's gonna be sick. I'm ready for some action after a couple build-up episodes. They've been great. They've been great build-up episodes. They've been great dialogue episodes. I am ready to see this battle for Winterfell. Let me know if you guys are ready to see the battle.
We need to be near him. Not too near or the Night King won't come. We're close enough to pursue him when he does.
Dragonfire will stop him.
I don't know. No one's ever tried.
And that's a killer part. We don't know what's gonna go on. I think Dragonfire will. I mean, Dragonfire is gonna be hotter. Is known to be hotter than regular fire. So I think it will, but at the same time, when it comes to the White Walker, so we have like the whites, and the whites are like the basic zombies, right? Then we have the White Walkers, and the White Walkers are going to be those main like troops, like the big lieutenants that are that have weapons and stuff like that. and then we have the Night King who runs it all. Now we've seen when the Night King and them get close to fire, we've seen one of the White Walkers die from Jon. Jon was able to kill a White Walker with his Valyrian Steel sword. But when we see these characters like White Walkers and the Night King specifically, when they're by fire, the fire dissipates. For instance, when they were going into the tree to kill the original Three-Eyed Raven, the Children of the Forest had like these fire bombs, and they had like a firewall, and the Night King just walked over it like it was nothing, and the whole fire just dissipated just because they were so cold. So I'm curious what Dragonfire is going to do. I want to see something crazy like the dragon shoot fire towards the Night King, and the Night King just puts his hand out and he just like freezes the fire. Like, do you know how cold that would be if he just puts his hand out and he could freeze fire? Like, that would be one of the sickest things ever in this show if that would happen. That would be amazing. Michelle says, do you think Tyrion has any tricks up his sleeve to win against the Whites? Tyrion, I don't think so. I think Tyrion is, I don't know what Tyrion's going to do. I don't think Tyrion's going to do anything. I mean, he's probably just going to sit in the crypt and make witty jokes and be stupid. He's not going to be fighting in the war. At least I'm pretty sure he wasn't geared up or anything. He's the hand of Daenerys. So he's going to be one of the advisors that are going to be chilling. He's probably going to be chilling with like Sir Davos and what's his name? Lord Varys. He's probably going to be hanging out with those guys, I believe. But hey, guys, thanks for joining the channel. We are doing the live discussion of Season 8, Episode 2. Post your comments, questions below. We're going to be breaking it all down. What's your opinion if they have a Season 9? They're not going to have a Season 9. They have officially said this is the last season. This boy Grey Worm about to turn up, boy. You see, they're giving Grey Worm all this FaceTime. He about to body some bodies. And we have Missandei trying to play nice with the kids and people of the North and Winterfell, but obviously they're from a way different area. I don't even think people from the North has ever seen a black person before. So not only that, but they, you know, they're from another place entirely. So the North never forgets, which is kind of a bad thing too, because they're kind of stuck in their ways. Then we have a really nice scene with Grey Worm and Missandei. I personally think one of them are going to die, probably Grey Worm, to be honest. Even though I like Grey Worm, one of them are probably going to die.
Is there nothing else you want to do? Nothing else you want to see?
Which is kind of sad because it would be like the last discussion they ever had was them talking about where they would want to go live together if it did happen, though.
Then I will take you there.
My people are peaceful. We cannot protect ourselves.
That's wrong.
We will.
We told you yet.
No.
Another scene, they finally bring Ghost in. Ghost is finally here out of nowhere. They felt like they needed to give Ghost some FaceTime, and they finally did. They brought one of the dogs in because that's what a lot of people were talking about. Where's the dire wolves? And look, we've got the original Men in Black, the three crows taking the black. They're together again.
Don't be safe down in the crypt.
And that's another thing too. Another thing that I kind of talked about during the episode. They have all the women and children down in the crypt, but that might not be the safest spot for them to be. There's a lot of dead people in the crypt, and the Night King can bring back the dead. So, I mean, it's something that they kind of should have thought of, but I don't know if he's gonna pull that hat out, that trick out of his hat, where he's gonna bring some of the dead back. I think it might happen. Honestly, I think that's a main reason why in the first trailer Arya is running from something and she's so terrified. Like, what would Arya uh, be super scared of? Like, she looked extremely terrified, and I don't think she was just scared of like a random like zombie coming towards her or anything like that. Or chasing her. I honestly think it's probably going to be the Night King brings back like maybe his mom or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know. They could do so much. They could bring anybody back from the crypt. Really, maybe it's like Ned's head rolling and trying to attack her. I don't know. They got all kinds of weird stuff that they can do. I mean, the Night King could do some crazy stuff. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be the next episode, though. We'll find out what Arya was scared of and running from.
Everyone seems to forget that I was the first man to kill a White Walker.
That's right. Tell him, Sam. Tell him, Sam. I've been telling these boys. Sam's the first character to kill a White Walker. This man is legend. Legend. In the books, they call him Sam the Slayer.
Survive the fifth of the first man.
Break it down, Sam.
Need me out there.
Sam's like, I did all this. Y'all better recognize.
Calling you folk wouldn't be strictly accurate.
People don't give Sam enough credit. They don't give Sam enough credit, I tell you that.
Slayer of White Walkers, lover of ladies. So if we need any more signs the world was ending.
Oh, what happened? Thing just blew up.
Think back to where we started. Us.
Daniel says Grey Worm, he looks dope, but what do you think he is overall in this? What's his personality? Grey Worm, he's a unsullied soldier, and he's the best unsullied soldier. And the unsullied, literally, they're like Spartans from 300, like from the age of like 2, or I'm sorry, not even 2. When they were born, they were literally given to like slave masters, and these slave masters would then train them since they were born into of age until they were soldiers. And Grey Worm is the best of those soldiers. So all those guys are like badass, but he's like badass of the badasses. So he's a G. He's one of the. He's probably the best fighter that Daenerys, the Queen of Dragons, she has in her whole army. So like if she had to pick a champion to fight against somebody else's champion, it would be like Grey Worm or like Ser Jorah would be the two.
It wasn't so simple. I was sleeping with my sister, and you had one friend in the world.
And hey, here we have more dialogue with Tyrion and Jaime. They had a lot of FaceTime in this episode, just talking together and catching up. They're pretty much this episode. They're just talking about the past. Tyrion messing with girls all the time and just drinking all the time and lackadaisical, and Jaime being the pretty boy who was the greatest swordsman and just hanging out, living the luxury life. Now they got a lot of real shit they gotta deal with, which is kind of cool. But hey guys, welcome to the live stream. We're talking about episode 2, season 8 of Game of Thrones. Jump in the chat, post your questions. We're breaking the episode down.
It's not good either.
I don't think that's wise.
I thought this part was funny too.
Battle might start at any moment.
Brienne's like, "Don't drink any wine. The battle could start." And then she says half a cup, and then Tyrion hooks it up.
Thank you. I should try and get some sleep. You really
Look
think
at him.
any of us are going to sleep?
Podrick said. He said,
All right. Just a bit.
Brienne says just a bit. She ends up hanging out the whole time. She's chilling like a
What do
villain.
we have here? Mr. Davos, join us. Oh, not for me, thanks. Came here for this.
Figured I could wait to die freezing my balls off out there.
And then we have Big Towel Bane trying to hit on Brienne.
It could be our last night in this world, you know.
Yes, and I'm glad you're here. here fighting with us. Glad you survived Eastwatch.
Would you like a drink?
Brought my own.
And even his drink had like it was like white, like it was like I don't know what he was even drinking. It was weird. It was just like the ale that he likes or something like that.
They call me
But after he tells that weird story about
Don't know why.
the giant's milk that he was suckling on, that's all I could think of when he was drinking from that mug, and the drink looked like it was like a little milky look to
I
it.
killed the giant when I was 10.
And a little bit of backstory for Giant Talbane. Look at Davos. Davos is like, what the hell? Yeah. And even Jamie even
Thought I was a baby. That's how I got so strong.
and look how he pops off the thing. He said, I'm a G. Let me take a sip of this real quick. Tries to drink the whole thing, but let's let all of it drop out. But hey guys, welcome to the chat. I mean, we're going over the episode 2 of season 8. Post your comments below. Let's discuss it. Let's break it down.
Maybe I will have that drink.
And then we got the Hound. The Hound and Arya. I mean, hey, Hound and Arya, we really don't know if the Hound is still on her hit list, right? I personally think she's not. I got some other people that think that he still is. Let me know if you guys think that the Hound is still on the list or not. I personally say I'm on the no team. I just feel like they've done too much. They've had too much history. Yeah, it's like a hate or love. Like even right here, like they share the drink with each other. Like
You never used to shut up. Now you're just sitting there like a mute.
Guess I've changed. What are you doing up here?
And hey guys, hey, welcome to the channel, everybody. We're going through the discussion of season 8, episode 2 of Game of Thrones. Post your comments, post your questions below. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
When was the last time you fought for anyone but yourself?
Michelle says, I had a question. I miss those days. It's crazy how much things have changed in the show. People used to fight for their life, to serve justice, or have a champion. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you've seen just how different everybody's just their mental processes with this whole show. Like it used to just be, we're fighting for the Game of Thrones. It's gotten a lot more magical. They started bringing magic into it, and now it's a bigger deal. Like it's bigger than the Thrones right now. A lot of people still think it's just about Thrones, but it's a war. It's a huge war right now. Daniel says, do you think if there's a relationship things in Game of Thrones, and could it affect the rest of the season? There's definitely a bunch of relationships. There's a ton of relationships in the show. I mean, we have Daenerys and Jon. We now have Arya talking with Gendry. We have Jaime and Cersei. We have all kind. I mean, there's always been relations. Missandei and Grey Worm. It's tough. This show's definitely tough. So,
I'm not spending my final hours with you two.
Michelle said, "Oh, I skipped the question of yours. Let me go up here. Let's see. Do I think Bran knows the end result? Because I feel like there's hope considering he's putting himself out as bait. I don't know. I don't think Bran knows, to be honest with you. Michelle asked the question, can Bran tell? And I don't think he can tell. Just because if he could tell, if he knew exactly what was going to happen, he might just want to try to tell him to run away or something. If he knew the process of how the war was going to go and how the battle. So there's something that's either blocking him or something that he can't see what's going on.
What did the red woman?
Or maybe he can see into it and he doesn't want to believe it and he wants to fight it. Who knows?
She wanted my blood.
And here we go. We have the saucy, sexy scene with Arya and Gendry. Arya is very happy that she got her weapon now. Gendry was able to make a weapon, and he brought it to her. And now Arya is kind of picking his brain from all the women that he's been with, which I thought was kind of funny. She was really like, how many girls have you been with, you know, before and after? And she was getting super specific. And Gendry's kind of like, it wasn't that many. It was maybe one, maybe two. So I thought it was kind of funny how she was kind of poking at him, really trying to find out. But hey, guys, we're breaking down the whole episode. It's almost finished here. We're almost done. Post your questions below. Post your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Thanks for joining and watching. He says he was with 3. I don't know. I don't know if Gendry just said that or what. And then she's like, "Hey, we're gonna die soon." She kind of uses that as an excuse. She's like, "We're gonna die soon, so I might as well do it." But I think she's always kind of had a thing for Gendry, and Gendry's kind of had a little thing for her ever since they were kids together and they were first surviving. So it's just super. It makes sense. So Mike's in the building. What's going on, Mike? Little Arya all grown up, right? I'm like, this was season 1. This kind of would have gotten crazy. Getting R. Kelly in here. It's getting a little too wild. All right, hold up. Oh yeah, we're gonna move this over here for a little bit, because I ain't trying to get no copyright claims. So you guys can look at my pretty mug for the next couple minutes, because I can't be showing that on the YouTubes. I'm about to get all the copyright claims. But I mean, hey, Gendry and Arya, they've always liked each other, right? I definitely this episode when Gendry was making the weapons and Arya saw it. We can go back to the TV now. We can break it down. All right, we back. We back in the sauce. But yeah, ever since that happened, it was we knew what was gonna happen. So I kind of called it early in the episode. So yeah, it was a saucy scene.
At least we'll die with honor.
And I mean, hey, this was probably my favorite scene of this specific episode. Like, if I had to, I think I might start doing that. Like, my favorite scene of each episode. This was the scene of the episode here when they knight Brienne. It was pretty epic because Brienne's always wanted to be a knight. She kind of tried to hide it inside and act like she didn't want to, but it's something that she always wanted to do ever since she was a kid. And she definitely deserves it because she's like one of the best knights, like hands down. Let me get some water. My throat's getting a little raspy. I don't know how John Campea does this, boy.
Pardon me, Lady Brienne. She's not a sir. You're not the knight.
But hey, guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Post your comments, questions below. We're breaking down season 8, episode 2. Let me know what you guys thought.
I'm no king.
Yeah, this scene was cold. Then they started the music. It was too legit. Too legit to quit.
You don't need a king.
It should be John H for hater. Why y'all hating on me, man? I had to turn that. Are y'all still talking about the Arya scene? Miss the spice.
Kneel, Lady Brienne.
And then he's like, kneel.
She wants to be a knight or not.
And I mean, even on top of that, Jamie being the one to knight her out of everybody, not only her being the first female ever knighted in all of Westeros, but the man that stood up for her, the man that arguably saved her life, the man that lost his ability to be a great knight and an amazing knight and lost his hand for her, is the same person that is giving her the knighting. I mean, it was the greatest. It was the best scene of the show, in my opinion. It was the best scene. It was too cold. Mike says, what did you think Bran was gonna say to Jaime? Well, like I said, after the first episode, after seeing it, I didn't think Bran was gonna tell anybody or bring up anything. I didn't think he's gonna have too much animosity. I did like how he poked at Jaime a little bit, kind of saying some stuff that Jaime said to him before he pushed out the window. But it made sense. Like, Bran's no longer Bran; he's the three-eyed raven, and he looks at things differently now, so he doesn't hold a grudge. Daenerys being mad at him, she they started that off early in the episode, so they kind of got it out the way quick. They have to with only 4 episodes left. And I mean, hey, everything that he's saying with the knighting of Brienne is everything that Brienne is. Is everything that Brienne is. Like, she has lived her life in the Knight's Code, and it's crazy. Like, this episode's cool. I was mad that they all didn't stand up for this. That's what I was upset about. I'm like, y'all all needed to stand up. Only her man, Giants Talbot, and he was the only one to stand up out of all of them. You can even see she's crying. She got the tears in his eye. What's that? Oh, was Tyrion standing up? Oh, he's just super short. I guess Tyrion was standing up too, but he's just mad short. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, I thought he was still sitting down in the chair. Big Brienne in the house. If only she did good in the Star Wars trilogy, but Captain Phasma didn't do nothing. And hey, we have Sir Jorah Mormont talking to his cousin, the lady of Bear Island. She's breaking it down. She's like, "This is what I do. I'm tough. I'm OG." All right.
It's all right. We're done here.
Daniel says, do you think they are going to turn away on their own ways? Do they think they are going to turn away on their... You have to be more specific, Daniel. I'm not too sure what you mean by that question. Do I think that the characters are going to kind of just leave and do their own thing, or they're going to go off on their own? I think you mean, like, are they going to go off their separate ways? I don't know. We don't know, right? After this big war, we don't know who's going to survive. And all these characters have different agendas because they still have a lot of other stuff they have to do too. So we'll see.
How to do what's right. This is right.
This right here?
It's prohibited in stable. The honor if you take.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were. I mean, let's talk about. I mean, Mike says this episode was showing off every lady in Game of Thrones, keeping it spicy. Like I said earlier, Mike, I don't even really like Sansa, like as a character or anything, but her dress, like her armor piece, was one of the best looking outfits. I mean, she was just that chest piece is cold. It's just fire. When do they have their next episode? It's every Sunday, Daniel. Every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Oh, another part right here. I mean, before we almost forget this, we'll pause it here. Sam actually gives his sword from his father, from his house to Ser Jorah, which was something that was actually people that did breakdown videos found out through the trailer, which was very observational, that they saw that Jorah did have the sword. I don't remember the exact name of it. It escapes me, but We did know that from one of the trailers.
Wine.
Heart's Bane, yes, Mike, thank you. That Heart's Bane.
How about a song? One of you must know one.
And then we got a song. We got my boy Podrick breaking it down. The whole time Podrick started singing this song, I'm just thinking, I was like, yo, Podrick can sing? Podrick's a Renaissance man. He's good with the ladies. He's good with singing. He's laying down the pipe. This man got a voice of an angel. He's now becoming a legendary swordsman. Like Podrick got it. Podrick got everything going right for him. Podrick's like in his prime right now, and he's getting ready to die. Like he's in his pitch prime right now at everything, and he could possibly die. He could possibly die tomorrow. That's sad. And then we have Theon. Theon's obviously gonna die. Theon's definitely gonna die in this war, like without a doubt. Oh yeah, Mike. Theon, hands down. Like Theon free. I think Grey Worm, just because they're giving Grey Worm so much face time, or it might be Missandre. I think one of them will die though. I think one of them will die. I don't think the crypt's a good idea. They're like, have everybody stay in the crypt. I think the Night King's gonna pull something and have some of the dead characters that are in the crypt come back and start attacking them or something. I don't think the crypt's a good idea at all to have everybody hiding at. But I mean, we'll see. But definitely probably Giants Talbane, he'll probably end up dying. Beric Dondarrion will probably end up dying. The guy who was Lord's commander of the Night's Watch, who met up with Jon earlier, he's probably going to end up dying. You know, they got to get rid of all these kind of like side main characters. I don't want the Hound to die. Maybe he will. Who knows? No, the Hound can't die because he has to fight. He has to fight the Mountain. Yeah, the Hound has to die to the Mountain. Hound has to die to the Mountain, and then Arya gets to kill the Mountain. I think that would be good. And now Jon finally revealing to Daenerys that he is related to her.
Everyone told me he was decent and kind. He liked to sing. Gave money to poor children.
I wonder if they're ever gonna
And so
explain or even break down the Lord of Light 2. I don't know if they have enough time to. They kind of talk about it a little bit. Beric Dondarrion and the Hound talk about it a little bit in this episode, but I don't know. I wonder if they will touch on the Lord of Light, if they will show some more on it. If they'll possibly show us what the vision and the fires kind of look like. But I don't know. I don't know if they have enough time.
So the last thing she did.
And then this is an interesting part. When Jon reveals to Daenerys what he actually is, being related to her and everything like that, it's very, very like Daenerys does not want to believe it. She does not want to believe that that's true. She feels like some of the people like Bran and Sam are trying to conspire against her, and that might play a part. Like it might play a part that Daenerys might be turning into an anti-character, somebody who she's very obsessed with claiming the throne, and she doesn't like even now when they're getting ready to fight against the dead, the biggest wars, she's just so focused. It seems like, to be honest, she's more focused on the throne, the Game of Thrones, than she is with the War of the Living and the Dead. Like she's like, no, they're trying to conspire, like she's very just focused on not believing. She wants to be the queen of the Iron Throne and the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, to be honest, I don't even think Jon wants it. Like, he's just telling her what's up. You know what I mean? Like he's just telling her what is true, and she's the one who brings up the stuff about the Iron Throne. Like John's like, yeah, this is who my mom, this is who my pop, and she's like, oh, so that would make you a legitimate, a person to possibly sit on the throne. That would give you legitimacy. And John's, I mean, to be honest, John wasn't even talking about that. Like he's just telling her what's up. So she's very obsessed with being on the Iron Throne, and it would be interesting if she kind of had that role reverse and she started turning into the anti-hero. That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. And this is a show that I think could pull it off. In 4 episodes, I don't think so. Maybe in the books though. Michelle says, "Do you think they will change the intimacy that Danny and John have between each other?" I don't know. It's kind of weird now, right? It's kind of weird now that Danny doesn't believe it, and John's kind of like, "I don't really want to mess with you anymore right now." So it's curious. I'm curious what they're gonna do. Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're having beef now. Definitely looks like they have beef.
Your brother. Does it seem strange to you?
Mike said, I said she's gonna die a while ago though. She's gonna go Targaryen on everyone and they're gonna have to put her down. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. I would like to see that little twist kind of happen. I think that would be cool. Like George R.R. Martin is not a storybook, like he's not a storybook Disney kind of guy. Like he doesn't seem like he's a fan of happy endings. He's a fan of like he said it's gonna be bittersweet. So definitely Daenerys, turning bad could build up to make sense. It could be worth it. Yes, Daniel. Every Sunday, I am doing a live stream right after the episode of Thrones. And then we have Tyrion looking out. And the squad's pulling up. The Night King says, hey, I got business to attend to. I got a little thing to do, like, kill every single living entity on this planet. And you guys are in my way right now. Curious thing, they don't even show the Night King. So very curious thing with this end shot here. We obviously have the White Walkers looking on to Winterfell as their end scene. And like I said, no Night King is to be found. Is the Night King on the dragon? Is he going to pull up on the dragon? Is the Night King just being well protected? And they know their strategy is they might want to try to kill the Night King to win the war. Is the Night King already somewhere? Did he creep inside Winterfell? Is he down there in the crypts? Is he going to bring people back? Very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder where the Night King is at. I don't know where he's at. I don't know. I mean, if I was a betting man, maybe he's going to pull up on the dragon. But we'll see. As for the strategy, earlier in the episode, we had Winterfell had the breakdown of kind of how they're going to strategize and do their battle. I personally, I don't know. I think it might end up being a terrible strategy. One, they never addressed the Night King and his dragon, I don't know. I was lost in that, especially after Bran told them that he has a dragon that he can control. I was just lost that they didn't even talk about the Night King has a dragon and how they were going to strategize that. It was just really about protecting Bran and using Bran as bait. And yeah, I'm curious as to what this war is going to entail. We've got one more week to see. It's going to be cold, though. It's definitely going to be cold. What what are my next lives going to be when the season's done? I don't know, Daniel. I don't know what I'll do for live streams. I have not decided on that yet. I have not. Michelle says, do you think it's as simple as that? You destroy the Night King, game over? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I think the Night King is tough, right? If the Night King dies, maybe they all just die. If the Night King dies, maybe that just stops them from bringing back the dead, because maybe the Night King can just do that. Does the Night King just die by getting hit by dragon glass or getting stabbed by dragon glass? Does it take more than just one hit of dragon glass to make him shatter? Does he have to get hit like multiple times? How cold is the Night King? We saw the Night King, every time he gets close to fire, he dissipates the fire. The whites and the White Walkers' weakness are supposedly fire. And then dragon fire, I mean, I would assume dragon fire would be hotter than regular fire in the lore of that's kind of like the common logic of magic lore. I think dragon fire is hotter than regular fire. So I think dragon fire will be very effective on the army of the dead. And I think I don't know how effective it'll be on Night King though. I want to see the Night King, like I said earlier, I want to see the Night King do something cold and just put his hand up like a like Drogon just shoots fire at him, and the Night King just puts his hand up and just like freezes the fire, or like he just dissipates the fire and it just turns into like smoke or something. I want to see. I mean, that would be cold, literally. The Night King will get to Bran, and they will merge, and Bran will destroy the world. I mean, that'd be interesting too, the whole Night King and Bran theory. I mean, it'd be like kind of like remind me of DBZ, like with Cell getting the androids so he can be he becomes perfect Night King. But perfect. We'll have to see next weekend. But all right, guys, there you have it. I would say thanks for watching my live discussion, not live reaction, but the live discussion and a little partly review of season 8, episode 2. We will be doing it again next Sunday, so be sure to like the video, hit the bell so you always get notified when I do these live streams. And hey, Game of Thrones season, let's keep doing it. We got only a few more weeks to this entire series. One of the biggest series of all time is over, so let's keep rocking them out. You guys have a good one. I'll see you around later.